Well, Ruben Neves to Arsenal has finally hit a dead end, and this happened on the 21st of November 2023 when the clubs or the Premier League clubs really seated and voted. Remember, I had told you that they are going to vote, and obviously he might obviously join Newcastle in the meantime. Though David Austin is telling us that it might not also happen. This player might stay at Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. This is the football news show, and hope you guys are really having fun. Smash like button, comment and share. This is the third video of the day, and we're here to obviously broadcast to you everything that really happens. Why, guys, you see my screen might be shaking because of the lights. Electricity is low today. I don't know what exactly it's all about, but nevertheless, we continue working, and we always keep going no matter what happens. We'll never stop. We'll keep pushing till kingdom come. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. We are talking Haaland. He has gonna hit obviously surprise some people in his home country, and Harry Kane, something huge to talk about him and the plan that Bayern Munich and Spurs really have for this guy, and how his deal might obviously see Spurs generate more money than you anticipated this guy is obviously going to get. So here we come, 100% charged to obviously get on to where we deserve to be as this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We want to hit now, after hitting 18,000 subscribers, we want to hit 19,000 subscribers. And I think by the end of this year, we should be pushing to it that we enter 2024 when we are having 20,000 subscribers. That is it. Let's push for this. I know it's possible, and let's obviously be the 20K family. That is it. And I'm soon adding on the membership button. If at all you feel like you want to join, you'll obviously go there and really fulfill everything that's happening down there for you. Now, let's start it off with none other than Fabrizio Romano, who really broke the story coming in from the voting of the Premier League clubs. He told us that Premier League clubs have voted against ban on clubs loaning players from within the same partnership or ownership group. It means Newcastle can sign players on loan from the PIF-owned clubs, and same for other clubs like Crystal Palace with Lyon and similar situations. Now, remember, there was a scenario that really raised some clubs in the Premier League were obviously not okay with clubs going in to sign players from the same ownership group. Like, you see Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in at Man United and Nice, you know, and I think he's planning to get another team. So they're saying that some clubs shouldn't be allowed to sign players on loan from their ownership. And this time round, it was subjected to be voted on in the Premier League. And guess what? When the votes were really carried on the 21st of this month, it really went down that this side that has the likes of Newcastle is the one winning. That is it. They went ahead to win, and now these people were obviously okay to obviously get in what they wanted from anywhere onto the clubs they really own. Remember, he's in Saudi Arabia for Al Hilal, and that is Ruben Neves, and we thought that maybe there would have been a slim chance for him to join Arsenal if at all the clubs voted against it. But the clubs went ahead and said it should be given green light. Clubs should be allowed to sign players on loan from the same ownership group, or clubs that come from the same ownership group should really sign players from a loan. Now, when it was voted that way, that means if there is a chance for Ruben Neves to cross to the Premier League in the January transfer window, he will only go to Newcastle, because the owners of Newcastle are the ones that own Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, where he obviously plays at. So that is going to hate to obviously lead this deal to hit a dead end. It's off, and I think Ruben Neves cannot come to Arsenal, however much Mikel Arteta had gone ahead to tell his bosses at Arsenal that they should work tooth and nail to get him Ruben Neves, and that means they should be looking elsewhere, because it has not gone ahead to work out as he expected it to work out. That is none other than Ruben Neves. And when we look at Ruben Neves, Newcastle is going to be his ideal destination if at all that deal is to happen, because Newcastle are having a player banned for 10 months. That is Sandro Tonali, and that means his season is over. And we wait and see whether that's going to come to pass. But for Arsenal, that means they have to look elsewhere. Maybe for Paulinho, they have to look at Douglas Luiz. So they have options, but I think Ruben Neves would have been the best, as I told you yesterday, on what he brings on the field of play. And I think Arsenal fans also know it. However much Douglas Luiz is on fire playing at Aston Villa, but Ruben Neves has been consistent ever since he came in through at Wolverhampton Wanderers from Portugal. He has been really consistent, and we all believe that he's really that kind of player that even Barcelona wanted to sign. But Barcelona failed to sign him because they couldn't raise the amount of money that was called in for, because of the financial fair play rule, and they couldn't obviously spend that money on a player and not see him play for their side. So that is it, coming in from none other than the Premier League clubs, and how they went ahead to obviously vote for the side of their teams not to go in and obviously put in the shift. Now, we've gotten another story. Oh, shit. This story is here. I have a story that I have to obviously come in through and obviously tell you about. And it's all about David Austin coming in through and obviously putting in a shift about this transfer of Ruben Neves to the side of Arsenal. So we have this story coming in from David Austin telling us that amidst clubs giving green light to teams that really come from the same ownership group to come out and obviously exchange players on loan, David Austin has confirmed to us that Ruben Neves is not expected to leave Al Hilal in the upcoming transfer window, despite Premier League clubs vote to ban associated party loan signings in January failing. Firm anticipation at present is 26-year-old will remain with Al Hilal until at least next summer. So Al Hilal is not willing to obviously offload this guy until next summer. That's what we are getting in from this guy who goes by the names of David Austin. But what will Newcastle do? Because Newcastle is really having injuries, and Sandro Tonali being out, I don't know what's going to happen, because it leaves them in a very, very vulnerable situation as a side of Newcastle. So we wait and see how this is obviously going to happen, but we wait and see where this is going to take the club of Newcastle to, whether they'll go in the January transfer and obviously buy. But why spend when the financial fair play rule doesn't obviously give you green light to spend? Yet you can obviously come out and obviously not spend and get in a player on loan that goes by the names of Ruben Neves. So wait and see whether this will come to materialization. But as it stands, they're telling us that it might not obviously come to materialization as anticipated. So that is it, coming in from Ruben Neves. And let's go to Erling Haaland. A man was going ahead to surprise people in his former town where he used to play for. And we've been told by TV2 Sport, coming in from Norway, that Erling Haaland has offered to pay up to £40,000 for 200 supporters of his former club BNFK to travel to Kristiansand for their playoff clash against Start. Haaland has also offered to pay for bus tickets if fans do not want to go on the train. So Haaland has gone ahead to obviously put in this shift for his former club, and trust me, that is something great that Haaland has gone ahead to do, and it's good of him, and that's really good of a player like Erling Haaland. So Haaland, that is really a good spirit. Keep it up and never really forget where you come from. And this is what these people do. They never forget where they came from. that is Haaland doing what he does better as a player at the side of Manchester City, and then he reciprocates the love. Now, as part of Harry Kane deal, this is another story, and in order to keep the guarantee fee below 100 million euros, Bayern agreed to 2 friendlies against Tottenham Hotspur, with the proceedings going entirely to Spurs. How and when the games will take place is unclear. So we also, the people at Bayern Munich, come out and refuting rumors that the transfer of Harry Kane hit 100 million euros. So they said it never really hit that mark, and we now know why it never hit that mark. So they entered into an agreement, and really found a common ground that Harry Kane will go for like 80 million euros. Then for the remaining amount of money, Spurs will recoup it back by obviously playing a game or 2 games with Bayern Munich, and all the proceedings coming in from the gate collection, from the sponsors for that game to take place, and so on and so much more, will go to the side of Tottenham Hotspur. So that's how everything really went down, and that's why this team is obviously ready to see to it that they give it a go, and that was really the plan. And some good business, by the way, done. If at all you're a club and Bayern Munich tells you that you're obviously going to come in maybe Allianz Arena and play in a stadium that capacitates close to, is it 70,000 or 80,000 people, then you'll obviously be okay and really ready to dance to their tune. So that's all about the main man. So tell us your thoughts about Ruben Neves to Arsenal hitting a dead end. What do you make about it? Then the good act of Haaland to pay for 2,000 supporters of his former club, BNFK, to travel to Kristianstad to play into that playoff clash. And then, what do you make about Harry Kane and, Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspur coming to a common ground in the contract that saw Harry Kane cross from Tottenham Hotspur to Bayern Munich, that they'll obviously do the needful and really have a gameplay together. So do you think this is the best way to obviously beat some fair play rules? Because if you really believe that a player is worth like 50 million pounds and you can offer 30, then you can as well put that clause in that you're obviously going to pay to play 2 games, and those 2 games may be every summer. You have a game in the next 2 games in the next 2 summers, and then you recoup back your money. So guys, your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims Barakallahu Fukum. Rokani David remains my name. I'm out for now. See you later, my mates. Bye bye.